Welcome back to the Cryptolabs YouTube channel. How would I invest my first $1,000? If I only had, a grand or $2,500, how would I invest it? We're going to go through my thought process. We're going to go through the checklist. And at the end of the day, we're going to distill the few things you need to know when you're investing your first $1,000. And also know that our YouTube channel, it's going to be hard to condense everything into this one video, but please subscribe and have a peek through our YouTube channel. We've got, yield farming step-by-steps from the first thing you do all the way to how do I make $1,000 per day on my Bitcoin or 40K per month over on Aerodrome? How do I use yield optimizers? How do I lend on Aave? All of this is here. How do I set ranges? What happens when I'm out of range? Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and spend an hour, go through it. Okay, so the first thing I would do is I would join our free DeFi as a business course. It is completely free, or just join the UIG if you want to be a part of community. And I know I'm plugging what we do, but there is a lot to this. I just want to make that clear. I just don't want you falling into the trap of just picking the highest APY and then putting your assets in and wondering why your portfolio is worth half as much. So here inside the free DeFi as a business course, you can request it in the comments below. I'll make sure I send you a link. We cover what is a DeFi business, how we actually make money in DeFi, how we find the opportunities, how we assess the opportunities, how we enter the 7 rules of entering a liquidity pool. We've got to know all this stuff, and a 10-minute YouTube video is not going to be able to cover it all. So please grab the free DeFi as a business course, or just come join us in the UIG. That's a community of over 1,600 DeFi investors, and it is not only the fastest growing DeFi community, it is the biggest DeFi community. Step 2 is design your DeFi business flowchart. Here in the DeFi framework section of the UIG, you're going to see a crypto business flowchart. Now you're welcome to just screenshot this and use it for yourself. We're going to look at some examples below, but you really want to understand, how am I building out my DeFi business? Because again, this is a business we're building. The point of the DeFi business is for cash flow. So this member is taking their crypto assets. They have some ETH and some SUI. They are lending it out, and they're opening 4 positions: ETH USDC, Link USDC, Aave ETH, nice correlated there, and SUI USDC. From there, they're cash flowing. They're grabbing the stable coins. They're paying back some debt, and they also have a bull run bag, which as it appreciates, they're laddering out, locking in the profits, and paying back some of the debt. So that's a more complex example, but a lot of our members are doing that. Over here, you can see their plan is to enter 6 liquidity pools. Super awesome. And they're also playing with lending and borrowing, which, by the way, we have a ton of videos on that. And they're also really clear on their goals. This is why I say we've got to put the time into this. What is your goal? They're starting at $3K per month, moving to $20K per month. We were just celebrating someone. They did $55,000 in the last 24 hours in fees alone. This game scales. You may only be starting with $1,000, but you're earning returns that run circles around Wall Street. And if you stay in this and you take your profits from your portfolio and you actually invest it in assets that are appreciating, it's not going to happen overnight, but you give this thing 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years. You master this game now, you'll be amazed at where you could end up. So anyways, design your business flowchart, and that can be as simple as just grab a piece of paper and say, okay, I've got, $1,000 or a couple $1,000. I am going to maybe lend and borrow it, or maybe you're going straight to creating cash flow. I'm going to open up 2 or 3 positions, $333 each. Here is why I'm in each position. Here's the cash flow I'm going to generate. Here's what I'm going to do with the cash flow. Step 3, identify which chain you want to start on. This is super, super important. We can go to DeFi Llama here, which is DeFiLlama.com. We can go over to chains. And I see some people make a mistake where they start opening positions on chains that have really expensive gas fees, and it eats into their profits. So you don't want to play on ETH mainnet. And a little pro tip for you here is if you go into the 24-hour volume, and that's a really quick way to kind of assess, whoa, there's a lot of volume flowing on this chain, especially compared to TVL. There's probably a lot of opportunity. So Solana right now, a ton of opportunity. We're going to look at Radium, which is the main DEX on Solana. And we're also going to look at Base. There's a lot of volume flowing through Base. And DeFi Llama is going to be your best friend. There is a lot of different tools and a lot of different things you can use on DeFi Llama. So if you're newer to this, we do have a tutorial on DeFi Llama on YouTube, but also just jump on DeFi Llama and play with this thing for an hour. You can look at the different chains, you can look at different pairs and different pools and different yield farming opportunities. And of course, we have a correlation matrix, which is going to be a really important tool for you to master, especially if you're going to take DeFi seriously and actually build a business. Step 4, review entry pool criteria. I'm not going to spend too much time on that because it is in the free course. And we also do have a video on YouTube for it. But just to make this really, really quick, you want to assess the assets that you're about to enter with. And you're going to ask yourself some questions like, would I hold these assets long term? Like, do I know why I'm actually investing in this pool, in this pair? Two, total value locked. You don't want to invest in some scammy, high returning pool that has like $10,000 TVL. You want to find solid opportunities. Correlation, especially in bullish markets right now. You want to be fairly correlated so you can stay in range for a long period of time while earning appreciation on your position and earning yields. You really want to zoom out, do some TA, and really understand the trend. Remember, the trend is your friend. And when you can identify trends, it's going to make it a lot easier to actually enter positions and ride that trend. And then we already kind of talked about this, but we want to look at the volume that's flowing through that pair versus the liquidity that's in that pair. Again, this is all in the free DeFi as a business course. Highly recommend you download it. Just let me know in the comments if you want it. This is going to be super, super valuable to you. Step 5, enter the position. So I'm going to go over to Radium here, and we're going to have a look at a bunch of different positions. You can see like Trump and Melania and all these kind of meme coins are just humping right now. Ton of volume flowing through it. We're going to kind of ignore that for now. I'm going to find a position with a ton of liquidity here. So we got $11 million of liquidity, huge amount of volume, beautiful APRs. And I'm actually going to enter this Sol USDC position just as an example here. $2 million liquidity, but a ton of volume pumping through this thing. So we're enjoying some really awesome APRs. Just for the sake of this example, I'm going to enter it in this -10 +10 position. I'm going to put $1,000 into this position. Done. Confirm. Wham, bam, done. Now, obviously, I'm oversimplifying this. I'm just doing the quick and dirty version here. Don't just copy me. You do have to understand ranges, what happens when you get out of range. Again, we produce a ton of content for you, but I want to show you fundamentally, when you're an expert at this, how quick this can be. So we got a Sol USD position. Awesome. Earning insane yields. Awesome. I want to be in this for 24 hours. I want to track the true return. And here, within 10, 15 seconds here, it looks like I have 1.5 cents. I could harvest this if I wanted to. And really quickly here, let's have a look at one more example. I want something a little more correlated. We're going to enter a BTC ETH position over on Aerodrome. Remember, this DEX works a little bit differently than most DEXs. And the rewards are paid out in Aero, which you can swap into USDC, etc. Again, a ton of videos, and I highly recommend joining a free course. But over here, we've got this wrapped ETH BTC position. But instead of using Aerodrome, I'm going to use a protocol called VFAT, which just allows me to manage my Aerodrome positions a lot easier. Again, VFAT doesn't hold any of your funds, but allows me to enter, exit, and rebalance my positions over on Aerodrome a lot easier. So I'm going to jump on VFAT here. I'm going to find that same position, which is right here, wrapped ETH BTC. And I'm going to enter it with my $1,000. And wham, bam, done. We have $1,000 deposited in the wrapped ETH BTC position, earning approximately $191 per month. Again, these yields fluctuate depending on how much or how little volume is flowing through this pair. But the point is, and the ultimate point I wanted to make, is how quickly you can get in and out of things, and just give you a kind of an idea of once you really start mastering this stuff, you can put even just $1,000 to work for you. And I think beyond the actual yields you're earning, the learning experience of actually mastering this is where it's actually at. So with that said, again, I know I threw a lot at you in these like 12, 13, 14 minutes. Highly recommend jumping into the DeFi as a business free course so you can get a more holistic picture of every step I took and how to actually assess pools and enter and exit and how to manage and how to rebalance and all that fun stuff. The DeFi as a business free course is a great place to start. Or of course, if you'd like to join a community of 1,600 yield farmers and actually start seeing members' portfolios and see what they're actually doing. I mean, there's 10 or 15 posts in here every single day, and you can actually see everyone's positions, why they're in them, and their actual returns. Then maybe the UIG is a great place for you. Either way, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. And with that said, we'll see you in the next. Peace.